Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 10, double digits?
Oh, shit.
Of the Game Groofs podcast. The all-encompassing weekly gaming podcast from the Goodnight Groofs. My name is Matt. Today, I'm joined by Josh and Mike. No Paul today. How are you doing, gentlemen? Don't answer that, because instead I'm going to ask you what your peak of the week was. Instead of asking you how you're doing this week, like I just did, I want to ask you guys what your peak of the week has been. We're moving right into this thing today, okay? So what's the best thing that happened to you this week, Josh? What was your peak of the week?
Shit, you're just hooking this one on me. You know what? I had a delightfully... You know what? I got back into Hades, and that has been a blast.
Okay.
And it's been fun. Nice. So that's my peak of the week. Easy.
Very nice. Mike, what was your peak of the week?
You know, I prepped for this, and I didn't prep for the peak of the week. But
comes every week.
Yeah, I know. It just sneaks into the podcast notes. I want to say that it's. I'll take one from Josh. I got to play my cache from the first podcast.
Yeah.
I got to play 12 minutes, which
that's right.
I really enjoyed, and I haven't finished because I've been busy, but really enjoy it so far.
Good. I look forward to hearing that a little bit later. Hearing about that around the water cooler, as we say.
Hey Matt.
Yeah.
What's your peak of the week?
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much for asking, Mike. My peak of the week came yesterday. Our first ever GG Replay Live, our live stream. I had a really good time. I had a lot of fun. You know, it was a busy day because we did our first live stream, and then we recorded a GG Replay, and then I made highlights out of the live stream. So there was a lot going on. And now we got a podcast, the Game Groofs today. So there's a ton going on. But I'm having a ball with it, guys. I'm having a blast, and I'm so glad that the stream yesterday pretty much went off without a hitch. I know if you watched it, there were a few audio issues. We know what the problem was, so that'll be fixed going forward. Just like a noise gate filter thing. So anyway, it really wasn't that bad either. I watched back a little bit of it. It was worse. It was at its worst during the Call of Duty segment because there were segments without music that was continuous in the background. So anyway, inside baseball talk. It was the GG Replay Live. I had a blast, and I cannot wait to do more of those with you guys.
You're so vibrant when you're happy, Matt. Just look at you. That boy's just shining.
I'm glowing. and I look forward to the day that Josh can join us for a GG Replay Live.
You know, if it doesn't happen during work hours, we'll be
Yeah.
aces.
Well, specifically for this one, it's because it's a German event technically, so their opening night was 2 p.m. Eastern. So
yeah,
moving forward, there will be other events.
Definitely.
Let's move on to trending topics. In trending topics, I give our panelists a choice between 3 search terms. They have to tell me which term they think got the most searches over the last 7 days via stats from Google Trends. We'll play 3 quick rounds. Ready?
Ready to get my ass waxed. Let's go.
All right. Round 1. Gamescom, E3, or the Game Awards?
Gamescom.
It's got to be Gamescom. It's just so recent.
E3 is the winner.
What?
E3
Why?
was the winner. It was close, but E3 was the winner.
How is that happening? That was what, June, July?
It's just a bigger event, I guess,
What the hell?
All right, next round. Wolfenstein, Doom, or Quake?
It's hard. I'm just gonna go out on a limb because I committed to another thing last time that was naturally in the news that week. Fuck it, we're going Doom.
It was Doom. Doom wins.
Bullshit.
Let's go.
Mike is here trying to follow trends in trending topics. What a silly strategy.
I mean, honestly, I think he just does a better job of keeping up with the news, and he's calling me out on it. I think it's really what this is.
Round 3.
I searched for Quake this week. I don't know how to tell you.
So did I. So you added to the you're trying to pump up your Quake stats there, huh? All right.
So, insider info. What is this bullshit?
Round 3 is our back to school special. The options are fall semester, spring semester, or summer semester.
Fall.
Fall semester.
We're going into fall.
Absolutely. It was fall semester. Following the trend on this one was the correct answer. No one's searching spring semester in August.
Absolutely not.
I hope
right.
not.
Well, let's move right along to the big question here. This is an interesting one today. With Gamescom 2021's opening night live yesterday, we were treated to a showcase of games that most would view as better than what we've become used to seeing over the last 2 years. E3 has been shrinking for a while now, and the pandemic last year only exacerbated that. Sony, the king of the consoles since the launch of the PS4, hasn't even attended the last 2 E3 events. Luckily, Xbox still provided us with a pretty good conference at this year's E3, but aside from that, there was much left to be desired. It hasn't been since 2019 that we've had giant gaming showcases with an audience, and many companies have begun to follow Nintendo's direct model, showing things via streaming platforms throughout the year on their own schedule that works best for them. Pandemic or not, it seems like many companies prefer this method of dispersing information. So, here's the big question. Are we living in a post-E3 world where in-person gaming conferences will never again matter in the same way they once did? If so, will you miss the packed E3 week? Or do you prefer smaller showcases spread throughout the year? Let's jump to Mike on this one.
If you're talking about in-person conferences, I don't see a reason to do them. Most of the E3 stuff was people packed in to the conference center trying to get 5 minutes on a demo, waiting in long lines. I'm sure it was probably hot in LA and didn't smell great, and it's just it's a lot of hassle. It's a lot of, honestly, kind of risk. If you look back at BlizzCon, when they announced Diablo Immortal, they had this huge venue, they were teasing a huge announcement, and it backfired in their face. By having smaller conferences that are on streaming platforms, what are you gonna do? Have a angry chat that you can turn into follow mode or emote mode, or just ignore? I think we're done with in-person conferences. I don't think it's gonna happen to a point where public is in there. Maybe media. Maybe Jeff Keighley really wants to see his buddy Hideo in person again. So I get that. I also don't think that E3 is that important anymore. I mean, it seems like companies don't care, and honestly, viewers don't seem to care either. I kind of personally like more smaller conferences, because it means that I'm getting more news throughout the year rather than just in June. So
right.
That's my take, I guess.
All right, Josh,
I don't really have a conclusion on it.
Josh, are you along the same lines, or are you thinking differently?
I actually think a little differently. I think it's just because I'm such a hype beast with this shit. I eat it up. I'm 100% their market audience with this shit. It depends on who's doing it too. When the PlayStation, conference would roll around, I would care a little less, just because I'm a little less invested in PlayStation over the years. But when Microsoft does their thing, I get a little more excited, just because I've always followed Microsoft all these years. I'm interested to see what they've got coming out. That said, do I like that the news is a little more kind of sprinkled throughout? Yeah, just because they hit you with so goddamn much at once that it's almost an information overload. I can't imagine, now that we're kind of, stepping our toes into the journalism gaming space a little bit here, it's I can't even imagine having to go and actually cover all this shit within a 3-day span, which is when all these big events basically occur.
Great point.
And that's gotta absolutely push you to your brink with all the stuff you have to, okay, this release, oh, but what about this indie game that looked neat? It's well, instead, nice little Sony here. Oh, there's a Nintendo Direct. It's really neat. But at the same time, when Bethesda comes out and does an event, I get pretty excited. And I think that's fun. As for the in-person events and the actual people being there, I tend to more agree with Mike here, just because I feel like at this point, the cost in no way outweighs what they actually gain from it.
That's another great point.
While you obviously have your ticket sales, for the setup and the amount of effort you have to put into this, from all the production and quality, you can literally cut out probably half of that, if not more. And bada boom, here you go. Everyone online is going to look at it. Everyone's going to react. Everyone's going to get to lol W in Twitch chat regardless when something shitty comes on the screen. It's It's fine, and people are gonna have fun with it. I think. As much as I would love for them to come back, BlizzCon, BlizzCon. Something tells me it's gonna be a hot fucking while before we get another one of those. But do I like the grandeur of the in-person ideas? Yeah. Do I think they'll come back? No. I don't really know how to wrap it up, but I'm happy with how things are working now. I guess I could end it with, and I think if we kind of stayed on this path, maybe Microsoft sticking to their one big one on the E3 schedule, and then a few other developers, Ubisoft, EA, that kind, doing their thing, and then if it works for PlayStation and Nintendo like it is, great, good. Let them keep doing it. It's nice to get the news here and there.
I think that was a really thoughtful take, and I really agree with both of you, but at the same time, I think we're eventually going to get back to the in-person shows, because I just think that there are a lot of people that are craving them. And if we don't, I'm going to miss it. I'll be honest. I think there's something special about a big arena filled with a bunch of people who are fans of what they're looking at and reacting to this live. They sort of create this energy. It adds to the overall hype. And when you were mentioning the financial aspect of it, I was thinking, like, I wonder if part of their analysis, whether it would be worth it or not, like, does having the audience in there help add to the hype almost as extra marketing? Like, would they consider that as, people cheering for it as an, almost a marketing cost? I don't know. Maybe. But I'm just thinking back to events like PSX. I still go back and watch some game reveals, like the live game reveals, to see the audience reactions, because it gets me hyped up for a game that's already been out and I already played. It's just fun to watch. It's fun to see people reacting to something like that for the first time, that's something that they've been waiting for, that they're dying to play. Like the God of War reboot, that was another big one. That's a fun one to watch. I also just love the crazy packed week with just so many giant announcements at once. But you're right, I do. A good example is something yesterday during opening night live, Cult of the Lamb. Like, that's suddenly a game that I'm really excited about. But if that happened during an E3 week, I would forget about it. It would just fall out of the, it would fall to the back of my mind. Right now, it's on the forefront of my mind. I was thinking about that game all day, and it's not something that would happen during E3 week. So
I'm actually surprised that we didn't get Cult of the Lamb at E3, because there is a Devolver event.
Yeah, that's very
true. And they didn't show it. And it's like, this seems like it would have been ready to show, but whatever.
And it's funnily enough, going back to your hype point, I'm almost teeter-tottering myself now, because I literally to this day go back and watch the Fallout 4 introduction with Todd Howard. I literally get lit to this day to this shit. It came out in 2015. It's like, what am I doing?
Dude, honestly, the Fallout 76 reveal is incredibly hype.
Actually, it is.
I'm not even big on Fallout 70 or Fallout in general. Like, I'm just not super big on that franchise in general. But that event was fun. It was fun to watch.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. Like, I see it both ways. It's specifically for PlayStation, now I understand is not the time to do these big in-person events. They just don't have a personality like Phil Spencer. So Phil Spencer, I want to see him out on a stage in front of an audience. Like, that's fun. Todd Howard, same thing.
Yep.
Ubisoft, they always bring out like a bunch of different people. They can do whatever they're doing over there.
Usually have
PlayStation just. What was that?
I said usually they have like Aisha Tyler host it.
Yeah, that's
she's
true.
A good personality.
Yeah, she's good. PlayStation just doesn't have a person for that right now.
No.
They had one person. I remember the last PlayStation E3 I really enjoyed was the one where they basically dumpstered on Xbox like in 2013. Who was the president then? Because he was actually like kind of their hype man then. Like, that was when I felt like PlayStation had a personality.
They did have, so part of that thing was Shuhei Yoshida, but I think the one making that announcement on stage was what's his name? He's not with Sony anymore. What the hell was his name?
Though. Not the name, but I do remember how he basically just came out, like laid his dick out on the table and said, "You can play backwards compatible games free of cost. It doesn't matter."
Yeah, Sean Layden. It was Sean Layden.
Okay.
And yeah, he was good at that. Jim Ryan is not. And so, you know, if they can get that kind of guy again, it'll work. But right now, like in that department, Xbox is way ahead because Phil Spencer's fantastic.
God, yeah.
Yeah.
But sort of just to wrap this all up, I guess like I would like to see some in-person events. It doesn't have to be maybe the big blowout like E3 is, but I think like stuff like PSX where it was Sony specific and they are doing it on their own time, and you know like it's not going to happen for a while. But as an example, like BlizzCon, right? It's specific to their own brand, so they're doing it on their time and in front of their fans. So that sort of thing, right? I think that those would be good to return. I don't know if we necessarily need it all at E3 because I think part of that is like, you know, when you have E3, you have these companies who are under pressure to come up with something to show at E3 on that specific timetable. And they're like, well, it might not really be ready yet. We don't even know how much we want to share yet. And then, I mean, I can understand where things would get difficult with that, where, you know, they had to work their production schedules and their marketing schedules around E3. Whereas now, you know, if they want to just show something whenever they want, they can do that.
Yep. It's ready to push it out.
I mean, that's how you got the WB Back for Blood. We're going to have 30 minutes of Back for Blood and that's it. And oh, by the way, it was only 10 minutes. So, I mean...
Yeah, so that's the other thing. Like E3, because of the nature of that, does lead to a lot of disappointment at times.
I think you'll get like your PAXs back. Those will come back. Stuff like that. I mean, the obvious cons will come back. But then you have like even like TennoCon for Warframe. I'm pretty sure that's going to come back. I mean, that's been huge for them. So you're going to get live stuff. I just don't think it's going to be E3. I can't see it being E3, especially with how involved Jeff Keighley has been recently. I can't see it being packed arenas. I can see it being more studio production.
Jeff Keighley's just too good at it. Like honestly, at the end of the day, he's a fantastic host.
He is really good. He is really good.
He needs to understand tone, though.
You're right.
Transitions too, yeah.
Yeah.
Figure that out. Anyway, I think those were all good answers. There's so many different ways you can look at this, and like I like the stuff throughout the year. I like the big blowouts. It's hard to make a decision on it, and I just you know, whatever brings us a bunch of good stuff more often, I'm gonna be in favor. All right, let's play Name That Game.
Boy.
In Name That Game, I give our panelists up to 10 clues. The clues start off more vague and progressively get more specific. The first panelist to guess correctly wins. Only get one guess. If you're wrong, you are out. We take game title suggestions from our $1 plus supporters over on Patreon at patreon.com/goodnightgroofs.
All that value.
That value.
Shout out to Paul.
All right, here we go. First clue. This game first released in 2009. This game sold around 1 million copies.
Oh, it's niche.
This game holds a score of 89 on Metacritic. This game released on one console.
Okay.
This game's genre is action RPG.
Son of a bitch.
This game features innovative online multiplayer gameplay. This game served as a spiritual successor to the King's Field series.
What's that?
This game created a brand new subgenre under the RPG umbrella.
Like, I think we're getting
Two more clues.
on this
Two
one.
more clues.
Oh yeah, I have no idea.
This is the first game in a series that has become cherished by hardcore gamers.
Oh.
And the final clue.
Oh, I think I know what it is. Is it Demon's Souls?
It is Demon's Souls.
Oh, son of a bitch.
The final clue was this game received a remake as a PS5 launch title.
Oh, damn, yeah, that would have been, yeah. Shit. That was a good one, though. That one else on the edge of our seat. Still haven't one fucking named that game yet, but whatever. I ain't mad about it.
Yeah, I learned the whole thing about the Kingsfield series as well. I'd never heard of it before.
Yeah.
I mentioned it to Fave in one of his streams.
Oh.
I mentioned Kingsfield to him because I was like, this is an old Souls-like game.
Oh my
wow,
god.
Okay. Is he just trying? Is he going through all the Souls-like games right now?
He wants to, yeah.
Nice, very cool. Is that going to include Jedi Fallen Order?
I think so.
Yes.
And I told him about, oh god, what is it? Oh, the Surge.
The Surge. That's familiar, but explain that one.
It's a Souls-like game, basically Dark Souls, but you're in a post-apocalyptic future. You have a exoskeleton suit that you can upgrade. You're a human in it.
I didn't realize this was a Souls-like.
Yes. The Surge 2 is the probably better entry.
Interesting.
But like the main mechanic is that you target limbs. So that you can remove them from their bodies and take upgrades from them for your suit. So like you're like, oh, this guy has this item on his headpiece. I'm gonna try to decapitate him. This guy has it on his chest piece. I'm gonna try to, eviscerate him or something.
Nice.
Stuff like that.
Interesting.
It's neat. I've played the first one and it didn't suck me in much because I felt like it was a little redundant on the enemy design. But the Surge 2 looks really good. I just haven't tried it yet.
All right, well, instead of talking about the games Fabian is playing, let's talk about the games that we've been playing. Let's take a quick break around the water cooler to discuss the games we've been playing this past week. Mike, let's go to you first. What have you been playing this week?
Sure. Let's start off with 12 minutes.
Yes.
I started that game. I haven't finished it yet. It's good. It's very much like a puzzle game in the sense of you have to figure out what your actions do and what actions you need to do in order to uncover more of the story and more information so that you can get out of this time loop. I think the voice acting is good. I think the game design is nice. It's artistic. I can see. I've read some takes on it that it's disturbing because there are parts of it that are a little bit gruesome, but not anything more than I've seen in like an R-rated drama or something like that.
Right.
So it's pretty solid. I can't say much about the story because I haven't finished the game yet, but it's good. I have no complaints. Is it Game of the Year good? I don't think so. As much as that was my hot take earlier, I do think it has very good narrative design though. So wouldn't be surprised. I don't know if the Game Awards list has been announced yet, but I wouldn't be surprised to see it on narrative design, or narrative direction, whichever it is, because it is well written. And I don't know, time loop games are interesting to me. So
I saw a critic refer to it as the like Oscar bait of gaming.
I can see that. Yeah.
Okay.
I can definitely see that, but I would say not really, because I don't think anyone seriously looked at this game and was just like, oh, this is going to be, the greatest game ever just because of the people that they got for the voice acting.
Right.
I don't think anyone would sit there and legitimately think that the voice acting was going to elevate this game above what it is.
Right.
It's just a nice to have. And honestly, they don't phone in their performances, which is nice. And it's weird because like Willem Dafoe is very recognizable, but then like James McAvoy and Daisy Ridley, I can't really tell that it's them because they don't sound like themselves.
Yeah, it's funny. I noticed that too when I was watching either a trailer or a review or something. Because I was like, that character that's supposed to be voiced by James McAvoy, but it doesn't really sound like him.
It doesn't really sound like him. Like I don't know. I can't like place it. So, but yeah, no, it's It's solid. It's a very solid game. If you like puzzle games, this is a neat spin on one. If you like narrative driven games, that's what it is. Yeah.
Nice. What else?
Nice.
I've also been playing Mini Motorways.
Ooh.
Sounds like a Mike game.
Oh, it is. You get, houses and factories, and you have to draw roads from the houses to the factories. You have to match the colors and then deal with, the traffic of your cities like LA and Munich and Moscow. There's like, I want to say 12 cities that they have. They're all global cities. I think LA is the only American city, actually.
So it's based on like actual maps of these cities.
You get a very basic, like low detail map of the area, but like the rivers are where they roughly are and stuff like that.
That's cool.
And then you get like different tools to build routes, bridges, tunnels, traffic lights, roundabouts, highways, etc., etc. It's cool. It's very laid back. So
sweet.
That's it. That's what I got.
All right, Josh, what about you?
Nice. I was low-key wondering if Mike was going to go with the first one that I'm now going to say, because we played it a bit. Splitgate. I mean, I think it's recently blossomed kind of back up into a thing. I never even realized it was a thing until my buddy Fev mentioned it. Like, hey, here it is. Like, here's this cool game. It's an arena shooter with portals. And I was like, okay, that seems like a weird gimmick to me. I don't know about it, but I was just kind of like, you know what? Load, download. Fuck it. I'll give it a go. Let's download this thing, see what it's about. So glad I did. It is a blast. It's such a good holdover game until Halo. I hate to call it that.
Yeah.
But because I mean, it makes it sound like it's a bad game, which it's not by any means. You can just tell it's a beta game, early access game, whatever you want to call it. I think it's beta technically. Like it's a beta game. You can tell that, but it's still quality. The shooting is good. The mechanics feel nice. It's so satisfying to just set up a portal somewhere. Like it makes camping way more rewarding somehow. Like honestly, it's like people have ways to fight around it. It's just, you can also just run around like a maniac, and if you're good enough with your gunplay, it rewards you for it. And it's super satisfying to play, and it'll more than likely be kind of my competitive shooter going forward, at least until Halo comes out.
Wow.
Or until Battlefield comes out. It's just it's a blast, and it's easy to get sucked into, and it's free to play.
I gotta give it a shot.
You should. It's really fun, and it's not too hardcore. All the sweats haven't taken it over quite yet.
Okay,
so far, I am I'm one of the few sweats. But and then other than that, I dove back into Hades. So glad I did. I forgot how damn good that game was. When I was playing it originally, I was streaming it, so I really wasn't able to focus and get completely like engrossed in it.
Right.
But this past time, it was just me and Mike basically just in Discord, and he was just giving me some tips along the way just to help out with a few things here and there.
Nice.
And it was such a better way to play it. Just being able to like take in every conversation you have with all of these like uniquely voiced, all the really impressive music, and actually, knowing some of the actual design choices they made to encourage you to play with like different weapons, different play styles. It's just a really intelligent game, and I'm finally starting to see why it probably should have won Game of the Year. But that's a different discussion for another day. But yeah, Hades has been a blast, and I'm ready to between Splitgate and Hades, it's probably going to suck up quite a bit of my time. Notice I didn't say Final Fantasy this week because I haven't played Final Fantasy, but like maybe once this week.
Oh.
Single player. I'm a single player Andy again, boys.
All right. Yeah, I need to try Hades at some point. I promise. I promise at some point I'll give it a shot.
It's so good. You have to.
If it could just help me along here and go, free on PS Plus some month, that would be nice.
Well, what have you been playing? What have you been playing this week?
Oh, thank you for asking. That's so kind of you. So I've actually been playing a number of things. I'll run through them quickly. First, Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut, which I played on launch day. Whenever time is not meaningless now at this point. I don't remember anything, but I played it the day it came out and like the day after that, and I haven't had a chance to get back in it. But few thoughts. So if you have a PS5, I probably recommend just getting the Director's Cut PS4 upgrade. unless you really want to feel the bowstring tension with the DualSense, which is good. But I will say, after having just played the game on the PS5 with the DualSense without the tension, and now that I have it, it kind of like, since I'm not used to it, I just played 55 hours of the game without it. It kind of makes it a little more tricky. So unless you really want that, I'm not sure the upgrade is worth the full $10. The enhanced load times are really nice for whatever reason, and I don't really understand why, but even PS4 games on PS5, like the load times are quicker, but like a native PS5 game is loading way faster. I don't completely understand that. Maybe Paul, if the tech guy could explain it at some point, but the loads with the PS5 version of Ghost of Tsushima are almost instantaneous, but the PS4 version not quite. You're waiting a little bit. It's still not that much, and it is quicker than playing on a PS4. So I guess that's a nice little perk, but I don't know if it's worth $10. The game doesn't like perform noticeably better or look noticeably better on the PS5 version because the game already performed well and looked so good. So again, I just don't know if the upgrade is worth it. Now the expansion stuff has been great. Some cool new features. They have animal sanctuaries. You can save a bunch of cats or monkeys, and then you play the flute for them, and then you get to pet them as many times as you want. It's amazing. I love it. I love petting the little monkeys. I love petting the little cats. The cats purr, like Paul was mentioning at some point. You get the DualSense haptics when they're purring. It's great. So a new feature is also these memory flashback sequences. It's adding to the story, showing the relationship that Jin had with his father. So they're adding some really cool story stuff, not just like forward story with Iki Island, but also like going back and showing you past stuff that you didn't see. So they're doing really cool things with the story. You're also getting like some hallucination stuff, like almost Far Cry-esque sequences. So yeah, I mean, I really appreciate what they did with Iki Island and how they actually expanded the game and changed the way missions work almost. So that is much appreciated because it was the way that like the gameplay loop of the original game did start to get a little bit stale. A lot of missions started to feel fairly similar. I still highly recommend Ghost of Tsushima. It's fucking phenomenal.
I've been wanting to play it. Like you talking about it, I might get it on the PS4 once I finally run through Far Cry. It's got me tempted.
Totally, dude. It is so pretty. It's just it is such a good game. Like the more I think about it, it might have. I think I liked it last year better than Last of Us Part 2. Like it was just so good. Game of the year over Hades. All right.
Wrong.
I also played some Fortnite. Played some more imposters and some trios. So trios is a recent addition. They didn't used to have that. So our me, Paul, and our buddy Spencer, we always play together, but we would always play squads, and then we'd play with a rando, and we would just joke about them as we were playing. Sometimes they would carry us. Sometimes they were terrible. And we wouldn't really coordinate with them. Whatever happened to them. We would just do whatever. Don't join squads if you're just by yourself. That's weird. But now we can play trios with just the three of us. And I was going to say it seems a little bit harder, but it's probably because we don't have the occasional carry now. So, or trios, maybe by nature of who's playing it, maybe it's just a little bit more competitive. I don't know. Anyway, with imposters, had a lot of fun with that. We played some of that. It's tough when you're just joining with a group of three because you have the three of you on voice and you're with 7 other random people, and it's just kind of weird if one of you's an imposter and you're not all agents. It's just it gets kind of weird. Paul is really good at lying in imposters. Little scary good at lying. There was one time where he led me to believe that he was an imposter for an entire game when we could have been working together, and turned out he was an agent. So I don't know. Paul enjoys doing whatever he can to screw over everyone in these kind of games, which is funny.
Good to know.
Sometimes. Yeah.
Very good to know.
Yeah. So just be aware of that. Also played some Call of Duty, Modern Warfare multiplayer. It's just such a good time. It's just so fun. There's just no better gameplay or gunplay. I mean, it's just so satisfying. The feedback, it's just so good. It's fun to just jump back in. Of course, it wasn't just jumping back in. I had to reinstall it, so you're not just jumping back in when you're reinstalling Call of Duty.
Gave up your firstborn. Yep.
Yeah. I reinstalled Warzone as well. I do want to jump into that at some point. I will say, Battle Royale games, I don't like playing by myself. I like playing with some sort of either duos, trios, squad, whatever it is. I like playing it that way. I don't like playing it by myself. The multiplayer, though, I think I do like playing it a bit more by myself. I don't know. I'll play with other people as well, but I'm totally fine just jumping in and finding a random match by myself.
How's the population hanging on multiplayer for Modern Warfare?
I mean, it seemed fine. I was getting games as fast as I ever have. So I think a lot of people are still playing it. I wouldn't be shocked if the multiplayer player base between Modern Warfare and Cold War is really close.
I think Modern Warfare is probably more, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I would not be shocked.
And I like Cold War more than I like Modern Warfare. But people generally praise Modern Warfare more, it seems like. And I feel like it's probably got more. It just seems like it's held on to that population incredibly well as opposed to other Call of Duty games.
Well, it's also like, people bought Modern Warfare and then Warzone was there, and it's like, why do I have to buy Black Ops Cold War?
Exactly. Yeah. Even when Vanguard comes out, I'm sort of like you, Josh, and you, Mike. I don't know if I'm going to get it. I might just continue playing Modern Warfare. And I feel like that's going to be the same with a lot of people. I don't know. It's just Modern Warfare was so good. I know you like the gameplay of Cold War a bit better with the time to kill and stuff, but the only Cold War I played was like a free weekend. It was good, but I don't know COD like enough to really notice enough of a difference. I'm not into FPSs like you guys, but I don't know. I have a fun time. Speaking of FPSs, I jumped into the Quake remaster. So I just felt like I owed it to gaming history to give this a shot. So I played one game, I won, and I ended my Quake career with a victory.
That was it, baby.
Yeah,
You'll never see me again.
Go out on top. The game just really gets your adrenaline going. Like it is. I've known this, but when you're actually playing, like it's so fast paced, it's ridiculous. Oh yeah. And especially when the game is close and you're really trying to win. I think it went to like 20 kills or something like that, and it was like me and another player were just like, I'd get to 12, he'd get to 12, I'd get to 13, he'd get to 13. We were just inching right near each other. Eventually, like I think he was stuck around 17, and I ended up winning, and it was fun. It's just like it's not going to be a game that I want to play all the time, but it was fun. And by the end of it, I was like, all right, I won. My heart is pumping at 1,000,000 miles an hour after that game, and I'm gonna leave it at that. And then finally, with you guys, I played some Uno earlier in the week.
Oh yeah,
it's so fun.
Played some of the longest Uno games of all time, especially when you turn on special rules like 7s and 0s and draw to play, and there was another rule or two, but it's just so much fun.
It is.
It's just so much fun, and totally luck-based game. There's no skill in Uno. When you add some of the rules in, there's like a little strategy, but it's still like it's so random. But it is a good time. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I look forward to playing some more in the future. Let's move on. Let's play Claim a Game.
Oh boy.
In Claim a Game, I give our panelists a choice between two games and ask them which one sold better or which one scored higher reviews. They have to claim one of the games. Review scores are taken from Metacritic and based on the best scoring platform. Play 8 rounds. The panelists can make the same claims, but whoever made more correct choices at the end wins. We take matchup suggestions for Claim a Game from our $1 plus supporters over on Patreon at patreon.com/goodnightgroofs, where you can message us your suggestion. All right. We ready for this?
Oh yeah, let's go.
Sure.
More units. Metro 2033 or Stalker Shadow of Chernobyl?
Shit. I'm going Metro. What reasoning? I have none, but Metro. Sure, why not?
I'm overthinking this because of all the epic controversy behind Metro. Stalker. Fuck it.
Stalker 2 million. Metro 2033 1.5.
Hey,
Dumpstered once again, baby.
Higher
you always
score.
win this.
I know.
Higher score. Far Cry 4 or Far Cry 5?
Oh, Far Cry 5.
5.
Far Cry 4 an 85. Far Cry 5 an 82.
Are these people drunk?
What?
Are they stupid as shit?
No, I agree. I think Far Cry 5 got slightly lower scores because of some political stuff.
Oh, fucking Christ. Jesus.
Well, you know, game reviewers. All right, moving on. More units. Forza Motorsport 5 or Gran Turismo 6?
Ooh, it's a motorsport. I'm going Gran Turismo 6.
Nah, Forza.
Forza
Probably
Motorsport 5, 1 million. Gran Turismo 6, 5.2 million.
Oh my god.
Gran Turismo was a really popular racing series, especially because it was always a launch title for PlayStation, which hasn't happened recently now.
Shocking they still haven't done that.
Higher score, Rock Band or Guitar Hero 3?
Guitar Hero 3.
The original Rock Band?
Damn. I'm still
We'll go with
swinging
Rock Band.
Rock Band a 92.
I'm fucked.
Guitar Hero 3 an 86.
Yeah, it's just thinking about it. There's too many like systems that were new that they put into. Even though the guitars felt like shit, it's too much new stuff. Yeah.
Now this one, if you have listened to every GG replay, you might know the answer to this one. More units. Death Stranding or Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain?
Okay, well, one's a good game. I'm just gonna go with Metal Gear. Why not?
Which one? I don't know which one of those two you're referring to.
Metal Gear.
Okay.
Metal Gear Solid is the better game. Fuck it. That's Stranding. Why not?
Death Stranding 5 million. Metal Gear
man.
Solid 5: The Phantom Pain 6 million.
Oh, okay.
Death
I mean,
Stranding
yeah.
will be passing it shortly.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Higher score, Aliens, Colonial Marines, or Warcraft 3 Reforged?
These are both so bad.
Which got the higher score?
Oh my god.
Aliens.
I feel like it's got to be Aliens. I remember TB dunking on this game.
Aliens, Colonial Marines scored a 48.
Oh my god.
Warcraft 3
Solid.
Reforged a 59.
Shit.
Wow.
All right, 2 more rounds. What are we looking at score-wise right now?
Tied.
Thought so.
All right. More units. The Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim or Animal Crossing New Horizons?
Skyrim.
It's gotta be Skyrim, right? I mean, it has to be. I mean, are we? You know, I'm not even gonna get into the nitty gritty of it. I'm just gonna say Skyrim.
Skyrim, 30 million. Animal Crossing New Horizons, 34 million.
Holy
What?
shit! So
Why?
I'm guessing that. Hold on. Did that? Now I'm getting into the nitty gritty of it. Did
All
it
right.
take into account like all the fucking like special editions and all that, or are we just going with like release as was?
I'm assuming it did take all those into account.
Damn, coronavirus fucking goated the shit out of Animal Crossing.
It really did. All right. You both said Skyrim, right?
Yeah.
So it's still
Yep.
tied. Still tied going into the final round. All right, here we go. Higher score. Mario and Sonic at the London 2012 Olympic Games or Mario and Sonic at the Rio 2016 Olympic Games?
2016.
Well, I guess we're just gonna end in a tie because there's no way it's 2020. Like just based on the year, I'm going
No,
2016.
there was no 2020. It was 2012 and 2016.
Oh, 2012 and
Released
2016.
Tokyo.
They did. It did come out.
Yeah.
Well, what?
Yeah.
Where was 2012?
London.
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 Shit. 2016's probably got the newer systems, but maybe they took some out. We're going 2012. Fuck it.
Here's my hint. I've played the 2016 game.
I never played those.
It's not good. It's really not good.
So Josh is saying 2012?
2012.
And you...
I'm saying 2016.
All right. Mario and Sonic at the London 2012 Olympic Games, a 66.
Jesus.
Mario and Sonic at the Rio 2016 Olympic Games, a 65.
Wow.
It's hard being a champion, boys. I tell you what.
Josh wins. Josh wins. That was a good one. That was a close
That was
one.
actually down to the wire.
All right. Let's move on.
You got some damn good selections in that one, Matt. You outdid yourself on that one.
I appreciate it. All right. Audience questions. And I know, Ish, I saw your email. You sent the email 10 minutes before recording, or message, I guess, so it's not getting included. Next week, we'll put your questions in. All right. Every week, we address 2 or 3 audience questions, comments, or concerns. Except not this week because Ish was too late. We take questions from our supporters over on Patreon at patreon.com/goodnightgroofs. Leave your questions in the comments section of the previous episode's post. The $1 tier will get you access to question submissions. We also take submissions at gamegroofs@gmail.com and in the YouTube comments below, but our patrons will always receive priority. All right, this first question comes from Fabio. Fabio himself. What is the best looking gaming console in your mind? Stationary or handheld, it doesn't matter. What's the best looking gaming console, Mike?
I'm boring, so I'm just gonna say, the Xbox Series X.
Oh,
I like that it's just inconspicuous and you could just put it anywhere because it's very square.
the tower.
It is a box. It is a box.
The
The box
refrigerator.
that I could just put wherever.
The old refrigerator. All right, Josh, what about you? What's the best looking console?
I'm almost on that Xbox train, but I really just love the look of the original PS4.
Ooh.
I think it's sleek. I like the little finish on the right side of the left side, however way you're looking at the right side of the console. Looking at it, god damn, something about that just looks sleek to me. If not, it'd probably be the Series X. To be honest, I think that indentation, the nice little so it's just pretty.
You know, I almost went along the lines of the PS4. So, because my theme for what makes a good looking console to me is modern simplicity. So I like something looking a little bit modern, at least for its time. I'll take that into account with, just a simple style. I don't want it to be too much. So my answer for that, I think, is PS2. And I know, looking back, PS2, I don't know if I wouldn't call it sleek, but I would call it simple. And it felt it felt, I guess, modern at the time because you look, what else, what was its competition? It was GameCube, right? And GameCube was not necessarily, I don't even know how you would describe what GameCube looked like. It had a fucking handle on it.
A box with a handle.
PlayStation 2 felt like it was a grunge band from the 90s is what the PlayStation 2
yeah, there you
felt
go. And then the Xbox was, it was just kind of fat. I don't know. With the giant Duke controller worked.
Why are we body shaming the Xbox?
I'm gonna body shame the Xbox, that fat fuck. All right. Now, I will say the modern simplicity theme. Another one that does fit that in my mind is the Wii. I think the Wii is just a good looking console because it's so plain, but it also kind of looks a little modern. Yeah, I think.
I wish we got colors for it.
Oh yeah, true.
A blue Wii would have been sleek.
It would have been.
It would have looked really good as all those door stoppers I saw Wii's being used as by the end of its life cycle.
Oh my god.
There were so fucking many of them.
Yep.
All right, next question. This one comes from Wilson. You're stranded on an island for the next 10 years. You can only play one single game during that period of isolation. What game is it going to be? You have an internet connection, but you can only use that for you can only use it for that one game if you choose an internet connected game. All right, what are we picking, Josh?
as much as I like, I'm not playing it right now. Like, I mean, more than likely it's gonna be alive the next 10 years. I gotta go. Wow. I mean, it's home. I can make content out of that for the last 10 years. I've done it for the past 10 years actually. So you know what? Fuck it. We're going WoW.
All right, Mike.
I don't really know. I've been toying with like an idea, but even now, like thinking about it, I don't even feel that confident. But I would. This is gonna be a weird answer. I'm gonna say Genshin Impact.
Whoa.
Hey, now that's no.
And
That's smart.
And it's not because I play it now, because I don't. I just see like how much content has been released for it. And if there's one game that would occupy me for 10 years, I feel like that would be the game. And it's got like I like the game. I just don't play it because it's too much. There's too much to do. There's too much. There's too many characters. You can never really catch up unless you pay money. But got 10 years, I can catch up. So yeah, that's my answer.
Ish is about to get 2 patron subscriptions.
No, that's a great pick. I along the same lines of Josh, I'm picking WoW, but I'll change it up and I will pick WoW Classic. And assuming that with that internet connection, it's going to I'm going to be able to progress along with them as well. So I'll pick WoW Classic. A special shout out as an alternate to Conan Exiles. I think that would last me a long ass time. You can do a lot, and especially on like RP servers, you can really get into it. All right, we answer your question, Wilson. I hope we did. You non-existent person.
He is a ball after all.
He is a ball. All right, Cash or Trash. We haven't done this in a while. In Cash or Trash, we look at the major upcoming releases for the next 2 months. I'll name the releases, and then the panelists say whether it's their cash or their trash. Each panelist can only choose 2 caches. The rest just be trashed. I'm going to be picking as well. We'll go through these. Josh will give his answer, Mike will give his, and then I'll give mine. All right, September 7th, Fist, Forged in Shadow Torch.
Trash.
Apparently that might be the September PS Plus free game. So I might play it, but I'm not fucking buying it. All right. September 9th, The Artful Escape.
Trash.
Yeah, also trash. I think this might be Paul's cash if he were here today. Paul is really looking forward to this game. September 10th, Life is Strange True Colors.
Trash.
September 10th as well, Lost in Random.
Trash.
No idea what that is.
It's trash, but I really wanted to pick this one. This is that one that was during the EA Play Live conference, and it's got like the playing cards.
Oh yeah.
The
dice and everything. Yeah, I know what it is. Yeah,
I'm really looking forward to this game, but not enough. All right. Also September 10th, Tales of Arise.
Trash
as well. September 10th, another September 10th. It's a packed day. WarioWare, Get It Together.
This one was actually hard for me because I've enjoyed WarioWare in the past. However, trash.
Also trash. All right, September 14th, Deathloop.
This is a fucking garbage dump. Trash.
Wow.
I'm not saying Deathloop is. I'm just saying the general conversation.
Okay.
Look, I apologize. Deathloop, I'm sorry. Look, I get it. If you're Goodnight Groofs at gmail.com. Please send us your opportunities. But I love how we're just running through just trashing all these games.
I mean, that's because they're not exciting. So trash.
All right. I'm cashing in Deathloop.
Oh,
really?
Shit.
Okay.
Look, I've been looking forward to this game since it was first announced, so I have to. I've been thinking it was going to be a winner the whole time. I love Dishonored. Love Dishonored 2, so I'm going to stay along with this theme here, all right? Deathloop, do not fail me, please. I'm praying to you. Please be good. Please be fucking good.
I've been looking forward to it as well. I'm just not as optimistic about
Arcane's Swan Song on the PS5. On the
Does look
PlayStation
fun, though.
platform. All right, September 21st, Kenna, Bridge of Spirits.
I have virtually no clue what this is. Trash.
No idea. Trash.
Another game I'm looking forward to a lot, but not enough. This is also a trash for me. September 23rd, Diablo 2 Resurrected.
Very, very hard, but trash.
10-year-old me would be really mad at me right now. So trash.
Yeah, if all the Blizzard stuff wasn't going on, this would probably have been a cash for Paul. I know he played a lot of Diablo 2 back in the day. I never played Diablo, so I don't have any connection to it. So this is a trash for me.
I will say, if you're looking for what Diablo is supposed to feel like, and if the Diablo 2 Resurrected is just a copy of Diablo 2 with upgraded graphics, then you should play it, because Diablo 3 is not the Diablo that it was.
I think the beta for Diablo 2 Resurrected is still going on. All right, September 24th, Death Stranding Director's Cut.
I hesitate to say trash because I feel like it's not worthy of trash, but trash.
Big trash.
This I'm saying trash. I'm gonna play this and I'm looking forward to it, but it's trash. I know I'm breaking my own rules here. All right, September 24th, Lost Judgment.
Trash.
Trash.
Trash. Looked good at the Gamescom showcase yesterday.
Looked
but
good.
Trash. September 28th. Again, it's back, baby. New World.
I've been struggling with it. Fuck it. It's a new world to explore. We're going with it, baby. Cash.
Trash.
I'm trashing it. I picked it the first time. I feel like that was good enough. I'm not picking it again. It's trash.
It just didn't impress. I'm sorry.
October 5th, a game that looks like it should have released on the Wii, Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania.
Trash.
Trash. Go back to the drawing board. Cancel this game. Go back to the drawing board. I would love a good Super Monkey Ball game, but this looks like it's 15 years old. What are we doing? All right. October 7th, Far Cry 6.
Trash.
Cash.
All right. This is a cash for me as well. This is my second cash. Everyone knows I'm absolutely looking forward to this game. I cannot wait. So pumped. Mike, also pumped, apparently.
Yeah, no, I mean, it looks good from what I've seen, and I haven't played a Far Cry game in a while, so I'm excited for it. And honestly, like, looking at the list that you gave us, it was one of my only picks that I could really say I am excited about this game. So,
All right. Well, this one, this will be a quick trash from all of us, I'm sure. This was left in because it might have been one that Paul picked, but October 8th, Lego Marvel Superheroes.
Trash.
trash.
Trash. Moving on. October 8th, also, Metroid Dread.
Trash.
Trash. No.
Trash. The problem is there are better Metroid-like games than Metroid now. So, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Haters, stay back, please. All right. October 12th, Back for Blood.
Trash.
Trash.
It's trash. I didn't personally like Left 4 Dead, so this is trash for me. October 15th, Demon Slayer: The Hinokami Chronicles.
This one hurts me a little bit, but Gomi. That is a trash in Japanese.
Trash.
Oh, nice. Trash. October 22nd, Battlefield 2042.
Cash, baby, give it to me. Fucking put that shit in my veins. Let's go. You already knew that, though.
Trash.
Also trash, but I am looking
y'all.
forward to it. Let me break
That
my own
smell.
rules again. October 22nd, also, the Dark Pictures anthology House of Ashes.
Trash.
You know, it's trash because I'm just gonna watch it on YouTube.
Yeah, there you go. All right. That's
like
fair.
I did with every other one.
That's fair. October 6th, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. Why is this on here? Oh, right. It's not Avengers. It's Guardians of the Galaxy. Never mind. Different game. Okay. Josh.
It'd be trash.
Trash.
Trash. Blanked on the game for half a second. So yeah, it's trash for me. October 28th, Age of Empires 4.
Trash.
Trash.
October 28th, Riders Republic.
Actually looks like a lot of fun. However, I've already got my 2 caches, but trash.
Trash.
Also trash, but yeah, it does look fun. And finally, rounding it out, October 29th, Mario Party Superstars.
Again, kind of fun. Trash.
I mean, it's the last game on the list, so I'll use my second cash on it just because I'm really hoping that it's good, and I need another party game from Nintendo that isn't underdeveloped and just bad. I'm looking at you, Mario Golf, being real disappointing.
I'm also trashing it. Mike's out here acting like he didn't mean to cash this the entire time.
I'm telling you, like, I looked at this list and I was like, if you give me 1 cash, I'm set. I don't like.
Man.
I'm looking forward to games on this list. I'm just, none of them really get me excited. I don't know, like, because I can see them not being great.
Right. Well, it's hard to envision a world in which Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania isn't great. So I'm not really sure what you're talking about.
I've seen the world. I've seen it at Gamescom. I've seen this timeline.
And tell us, Mike, who was in the Monkey Ball?
Oh, it was Morgana,
was
really weird.
It was
Really weird.
Interesting choice in a game called Monkey Ball to put a cat in the ball, but bold move, I guess.
Put Donkey Kong in the ball.
Persona, why?
Actually, put a literal ape in the ball.
All right, let's move on. Let's wrap this show up with the roast. We're going to end this week's show with a short roast. I'm going to give the panel, rather, a game or a franchise, or in this case, something altogether. And they're going to give it a one-line roast. They may love the game, but now is the time to end it with a knockout punch. All right, welcome to the roast of Nintendo. Mike, let's hear your roast.
All right. I want to applaud Nintendo for finally upgrading from dial-up internet and discovering that DLC is not a ticker on the stock exchange.
That was good. I liked it.
Oh, it was a good one.
Josh, your roast.
Mine's a poem, so get your snapping fingers ready.
They're ready.
Nintendo, we understand your constant re-release $60 games and your love of the console, the Nintendo Switch. We understand that unlike the Wii U, the Switch went off without a hitch. But what we can't understand is why, much like Blizzard HR, the Nintendo Switch OLED is utter shit.
Oh, wow. That was fantastic. I loved it. Snaps. My roast of Nintendo. Thanks to inflation, it finally feels like we can buy Nintendo games at a sale price. All right. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Game Groofs podcast, the all-encompassing gaming podcast from us, the Goodnight Groofs. If you really like the show, we encourage you to check out our Patreon at patreon.com/goodnightgroofs, where we currently have 3 tiers available. Any and all support is greatly appreciated and will go a long way to improving everything here at the Goodnight Groofs. The $3 plus tier will get you access to this very show 2 days early. A special shout out to all of our patrons currently supporting us in the $5 plus tier, Ishmael S. and Rachel S. A round of applause, please.
Value.
We also ask that you take a couple minutes to drop a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or leave a like and comment on the YouTube video. Everything helps us. Make sure to check out goodnightgroofs.com for all of our content, where you'll find the blog, the GG replay, the podcast, and more coming soon. We just need your help on Patreon. Guys, any last thoughts?
Just spay and neuter your pets.
Is this going to be every time? That'll do it for us here today. Gentlemen, thank you for joining me. Take care, everyone.
Good night.
Bye.